The contract was 90% signed when a client of mine, a sales executive I will call Michael, picked a fight with a buyer over a scheduling detail so small that neither of them could explain it a week later. The deal collapsed. His commission evaporated. And when he sat across me, he asked the question that brings almost every high performer to my office eventually. Why do I do this to myself? I am Claudia Carbonell. I hold a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. I am a clinical hypnotherapist, and I created Life Map Therapy. So, a method I have used for 15 years with executives, entrepreneurs, and high ticket sales professionals. And I want to tell you something about that question, because if you have ever dismantled your own success right before it arrived, you already know this pattern from the inside. Here is what it looks like. The quarter is on track and you disappear for 2 weeks. The launch is ready and you suddenly find flaws in a plan you approved a month ago. The relationship is finally stable and you start an argument out of nothing. From the outside, it looks irrational. From the inside, it feels like sharp instinct. You would swear you saw a real problem. Your conscious mind had nothing to do with it. Roughly 90% of your behavior runs from the subconscious, and the subconscious has one job above every other job. Keep you inside the territory it recognizes as home. Somewhere early in your life, your mind wrote a definition of how much success belongs to you. Perhaps you grew up watching money create fights, so abundance got filed next to danger. Perhaps love arrived only when you struggled, so struggle became the price of belonging. Your nervous system took notes and it has been enforcing those notes ever since. So when a deal reaches 90%, your subconscious checks the map. The map says this much winning sits outside home territory. And instead of letting you cross the border, it manufactures friction. A fight, a delay, a sudden doubt. It hints you as sabotage and disguises it as judgment. I want you to do a short audit with me right now. So think of the last 3 opportunities that fell apart in your hands. First question, how close were you to the finish when the problem appeared? If the answer keeps landing between 80 and 95%, the timing itself is your evidence. Real obstacles arrive randomly. Program obstacles arrive at the border. Second question, who in your childhood taught you through their own life what happens to people who win big? Say the name silently. Third question, what did winning cost that person? Whatever you just remembered, your subconscious remembers it louder. Michael answered those 3 questions in my office. His father had built a business, lost it, and drunk for a decade afterward. Michael's mind had concluded at 9 years old that big success ends in ruin, and it had protected him from ruin by amputating every success before it grew big. Once we found that conclusion, we rewrote it. Life Map Therapy maps the programming from its earliest root to the present, and then it rewrites that belief at the level where the belief actually lives in the subconscious. 4 months later, Michael closed the largest contract of his career, and he told me the strangest part was the calm. The border was gone. Awareness begins the repair. This week, when you feel the sudden urge to fight, delay, or doubt near a finish line, pause and ask one question out loud. Is this a real problem, or is this the border? That single question moves the pattern from the subconscious, where it rules you, into the conscious, where you can rule it. I wrote about the full method in my book, Heal Your Pain, Overcome Your Challenges, Find Yourself, with Life Map Therapy, available on Amazon. And I would love to know, at what percentage does your finish line actually or usually collapse? Write the number in the comments, because your answers guide what I film next. In the next video, I am going to show you the other disguise your programming wears, the one that makes rest feels like a crime, because the same system that detonates your deals also refuses to let you stop. So I will see you there.